Looking to add some light and or color to your streaming or gaming setup? Well, this may be just the thing for you. Let's check it out. Hey everybody, it's Chris from FamilyGeekery, and today we're going to be checking out this Vivitar Creator Series 120 LED Studio Light, full color and full spectrum white. And on this channel we've reviewed a couple other items from the Vivitar Creator Series, some microphones, some other lights, and I just wanted to get this one reviewed also. So let's take a look at the box and see what it has to say. So we saw it has 120 different LEDs in there, and once we look at the product we'll see that it has a couple different types of LEDs in there between color and white. It says slim casing, angle adjusts, metal body, tunable bright, 9 inches, app controlled, and Bluetooth connection. So it looks like there's an app to control it both from the App Store and in Google Play. So let's flip it around and see what it says on the back. And there's a picture of it. Hold steady locking knob, rigid exterior metal casing, fully adjustable ball head mount, and rigid exterior metal casing again. Goodness gracious. They are very proud of their metal casing. But I guess when you look at most of the other ones, they are, plasticky. So this one is definitely heavy duty. So it says there it includes studio light, adjustable ball head mount, and locking knob. So let's take this thing out and see what it looks like. So here it is, and I will give it credit for being very sturdy like the advertisement says. Metal casing, of course. It is pretty heavy duty. I would almost call it industrial in nature, because it is, all metal, and it's got some weight to it. So you can see in there all the LEDs. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of 3 different sets of LEDs, probably being a couple different white colors and then RGB to give you the color. So, and then it's got a reflector in there, and as we're going to see, this thing can get pretty darn bright. Now, a couple things to mention about this particular one. I picked this up at Walmart, and every single box that they had looked exactly like this, where it looked like all the tape had been cut at some point. So Walmart doesn't really always mention that something's been returned. Sometimes they just throw it back up on the shelf, and this one I'm pretty sure was returned. This was the nicest looking box of all the ones that they had, unfortunately. And as it turns out, once I got it home, it did not have the ball mount in there. So on this case right here, it looks like the ball mount would mount here to allow you to put this onto a tripod or something. But this thing is so heavy, I'm not too concerned about not having the ball mount, because it's so heavy I wouldn't trust it on most cheap, at least, tripods. You'd have to have a pretty sturdy light stand for it. And if you're going to get that sturdy of a light stand, you're probably getting nicer lights anyways. This thing runs about, I think, $40 at Walmart. So you're not buying probably the highest quality device, but it is pretty good bang for the buck, as we're going to see. Now, because it doesn't have the ball mount, it does have the stand there that you can just kind of stand it like this. The only problem is the cord that sticks out the bottom doesn't bend enough to let it sit straight. So you'd have to pretty much mount it or sit it on a table like this, which is fine if you're going to put it maybe behind your setup and just flash this up against the wall, which I'm going to demonstrate. Who cares if the Vivitar writing at that point is upside down, because no one's looking at this, right? They're looking at whatever you're shining the light on. So again, those are just slight gripes, not a big deal. Most important thing is does it work? Let's see how much light it makes. Let's see how easy it is to control the different lights and colors, and let's make this thing make some light. Alright, so I've got it plugged into the wall now, and I downloaded the app that it said to download, which is called Light Deck, and I paired this device with the Bluetooth, and once you pull it up, you've got controls over white light and then colored light. So it's very responsive, it's very quick to control. So as we turn it on, and let me turn it on to completely warm, you can see that all the lights glow, and you can see the 6 rows like I had thought. We've got the RGBs that you can see on the left there, and then the warm lights, and then if I change it to the cold white, then you can see the other LEDs. So let me switch that back and forth between warm and then cold. And this right now, I've got the brightness on 30%, so it can go much higher than that. Let's go ahead and bring that up. We're on the cold setting. And right now, I would just about be getting a sunburn. This is at 100%. It is extremely bright. Let's switch it over to the warm and bring it up from 30 all the way up to 100%. Alright, let's check out the color now. So I change over to color. You can see the app gives me a color wheel. It gives me a couple presets, and then the brightnesses, and then the color wheel that I can scroll it around. So I'll go through some of the presets. That's going to be straight up red. Let me go ahead and kill my studio lights so you can get a better idea. So there's red, green, blue. Again, this is all at 30%. Orange, yellow, which is very greenish, a light blue, and a purple. So let's go ahead and pick one of these, maybe the green one, and go all the way from 30% up to 100%. And it's bright enough that I can't really look at it with my eyes, so I'll turn that back down to 30. Now, in addition to the brightness, you can see I've also got a saturation level, so I can bring that down from 0% to 100%. So pretty responsive, and then we can bring it in between colors also as I go around the color wheel, and you can see the different colors. So far so good. Alright, so now to the test where I think it would probably be the best fit. So like I said before, this would probably be a good light to shine on your background, because this isn't exactly the type of light that I'd hang up on top of my monitor and point it right at my face. I'd probably put this on the floor behind my chair and shine it up on the wall. In fact, I've done that in one of our podcasts, one of our video podcasts. So if you find that video podcast on our channel from a couple months back, then you'll see that I actually use this light in that one. So I'm going to kill these studio lights again, and I'm going to shine this. I got the light right here in front of the camera pointing at that wall. Now this wall is normally a off-white color, kind of like an eggshell, even a little bit darker than an eggshell. So let's go ahead and kill these studio lights and see how it performs. So that again is the green setting at 30%, and I would say the light is probably 18 inches from that wall. So you can see that we could get pretty bright as we turn it up to 100%. In fact, right in front here, if you look after my hand is out of the way, you can start to see the reflection of the LEDs themselves. So you'd probably want to turn it down a little bit more than that. So if you had this shining at the wall behind you and you had your camera set up and your face light set up, if you were a streamer or a broadcaster of some sort, then this would make a pretty nice effect behind you for pretty cheap. For 40 bucks, you'd fill a whole wall up with the color. I'd say that's pretty good. And you can get creative and change it on the fly. The one downside to this is that if you use something like a Stream Deck, there is no built-in functionality to integrate it to your Stream Deck. Of course, that's why you're paying Elgato $200 for a light like this instead of $40. You know, put the app on your phone, save yourself 160 bucks, and it's probably a decent deal. So again, I didn't get to test out the ball head functionality of it, but like I said, this is a pretty heavy device to trust on a ball head, especially one that they would include in here for free. So I mentioned if you use something like a pretty heavy duty light stand, it might be okay, but even this one here says a max weight of 2.2 pounds, and I'm pretty sure this would be borderline or probably exceed that 2.2 pounds. So even a dedicated light stand like this would not be sufficient. In the picture there, it shows it standing up probably on a tripod of some sort, and you might get away with that, but for the best functionality I could imagine, lay it on the floor, shine it up at something, or put it on a desk and shine it at something, and that's probably going to be the best case. So that's going to wrap it up for this review. Like I said, short and sweet. Just wanted to show you what it was and how it worked. And for the price, I don't think you can beat the amount of light and color that this thing puts out for 40 bucks. It's definitely brighter than any of the small, like desk-mounted LED lights that you would buy for streaming and gaming. So if that's what you're looking for, then this might be the product for you. So thank you for watching. Hope you got something out of it. If you did, smash that like button. If you want to see more stuff like this, we're always reviewing gaming and streaming stuff. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button too. So thanks as always for watching. Until next time, peace out and geek out.